The metal genre does not get enough credit for wild and creative covers. Whether that's covering another metal band or something totally different, there is amazing work out there. Let's look at 10 awesome metal cover songs. I pointed out great covers before, but this video is going to focus on some metal cover songs that I haven't gotten to talk about as much. This is not a top 10, no ranking, just a list. YouTube is being a pain about playing any clips longer than 4 seconds, so even though I can't show too much here through fair use, a link to each song discussed is in the video description below. If you have any suggestions for awesome metal cover songs, drop them in the comments section. Don't really need more of an explanation than that. You know how these videos work. Let's get to it. Metal respects metal. I think any band trying to cover Iron Maiden automatically has a lot going against them, but Ghost is normally up for a challenge. That includes the Maiden cover of Phantom of the Opera on the covers EP Phantomime. Great work on there, with this being the crowning metal cover on it. When Tobias Forge tries to step things up with a cover, he knows how to deliver, and Ghost writing out and executing a killer guitar and bass composition to go with Phantom of the Opera proves the skill through the vision in over 7 minutes. It wouldn't be a Maiden cover if it wasn't full length. The many sequences transition fluidly. Papa's serene vocals coming in smooth, the wailing guitars all make this great package that represents Ghost perfectly while reminding you of Iron Maiden. That's the best of both worlds, and it makes me want an Iron Maiden Ghost tour just to see both bands play this together live. Metal can be intense and dramatic while still being energetic and fun. Ghost understand that better than many bands. And yes, I said Ghost is metal. Cry about it in the comments section, nerds. Speaking of Phantom of the Opera, I do think there are many metal fans, especially in Europe, who feel the Nightwish performed Broadway hit is the best version of the song. When you have the vocals of Tarja singing the part of Christine, then it's bound to be something magical. Then you pump in Nightwish's music and it's huge. This cover from Nightwish has been around so long that I discovered it on a fan-made Final Fantasy video playing in the background in FMV clips. I'm not sure who really could have done such a fantastic job covering a difficult song like this as Nightwish did. They were destined to perform this. The highest of high notes, along with that back and forth between vocalists, is part of it. Then make that part of the Broadway classic metal. Pump in tons of guitar and keywork along with a crushing drum track, then have the volume on everything mentioned raised up to 11 in the last minute. It was the recipe for an amazing cover, especially live. It's hard not to get swept up in the song, whether it's the original or Nightwish's version. I think those girls in the live video about to cry at the opening notes are still emotional over it years later. If you're not familiar with German dance pop, that's somewhat understandable. I mean, you're watching this channel. But if you are not familiar with Electric Callboy, you are missing out on an amazing electronic metalcore band. Any group that can turn Every Time We Touch into a screaming but still danceable metal track is worth hearing. The original came out in 2006, and the cover version came out in 2023. This is my own personal bias, but I already greatly prefer this cover because it's so over the top, while also being energetic and highly polished. It also keeps the metal party vibe of Electric Callboy, which more of the world needs to experience. As smooth and danceable as the opening segment gets, the 1 minute mark hits and you realize how loud Electric Callboy are turning this Cascada track. The electronic side is amazing, both vocalists do a great job with the back and forth, and the guitar work is the true testament that metalcore can actually be a blast. Electric Callboy and Powerwolf are two metal bands that I hope all of Germany sounds like all the time. I know that's not true, but hearing this Every Time We Touch cover makes me wish that. You like Electric Callboy, don't you? Yeah. Every time we touch, we get this feeling. He's sniffing the microphone. Yeah, good boy. Alice Cooper does not really need an introduction. I mean, he's been a part of heavy music for longer than most of our parents have been alive. As a tribute to the man's 75th birthday just last year, the Cult of German Werewolves released their cover of Poison, and Powerwolf definitely did justice to the original. In many ways, I think Powerwolf's cover is livelier and more infectious. You know how hard it is to sing "Your Lips Are Venomous Poison" out loud without sounding like a creep? Well, Powerwolf made it so it's a blast and that everyone would want to sing it loud, sing it at a church and mass even. That's Powerwolf's thing, they'd make it work somehow. The main features that make this cover stand out are Powerwolf staples, Attila Dorn's bombastic vocals, and Falk's great keywork. Making the organ keys register with the guitars and drums fleshes out so much of the song that it takes the original and electrocutes it to life. I still think this was the perfect reason to make a cover, as well as paying tribute to an icon on his 75th birthday by covering one of his well-known songs. Now that I think about it, let's make a tour with Electric Callboy, Powerwolf, and Alice Cooper. It makes sense to me. I mean, I'd pay a lot of money for that one. I have talked good and bad about Megadeth in the past, and I want to point out one of the best covers the band has ever done, as well as a great song to turn into a heavy metal track. Dave Mustaine may not be British, but he definitely knew how to craft a proper metal cover of Anarchy in the UK by the Sex Pistols. Fun fact, Megadeth used to be a great band to listen to and just have fun with the music and crazy guitar work. Makes sense that he'd want to cover a slightly politically toned song as a cover song, even if it's not his own country. He wasn't always Fox News and conspiracy theories. Megadeth used to be killer. The cover of Anarchy is killer also. Dave sounds strong carrying the notes and delivering the chorus. Guitar and bass have a heavy groove, the solos are short but vibrant. Megadeth turned a punk classic and made it a thrash statement in the late 80s. This is the Megadeth Gen X talks about fondly that we should pay attention to. It's a bold choice for American-born and proud musician Dave Mustaine to cover a fight against the British system punk song, but man, did Megadeth pull it off. Also, I do hope this song roused up people live in Europe. That'd be awesome to see. Going a different direction with this one, as Depeche Mode is a totally different style and sound altogether, but when you have Lacuna Coil covering it and the unique vocalists give their take on Enjoy the Silence, it just hits the perfect tone. Italians know how to do metal and how to cover Depeche Mode apparently. The slight industrial sound along with the gritty tones did wonders to make this something different from the original while showing off what the band could do in 2006. This cover helped get Lacuna Coil in front of many new listeners back in the early days of YouTube when the website wasn't host to a new flame war every day. Both Christina and Andrea did well. Christina especially with the high notes and making the music gorgeous with the rhythm section and guitars dropped low. This is an example of a band not drastically changing the original track, but instead applying the writing style to their own sound. Lacuna Coil will always be one of the underrated acts in the US for just how much they could accomplish in studio and on stage. I hope they make more good covers with the new music soon. Just more Lacuna Coil in general is a good thing. In the past, I've talked about bad movies having killer soundtracks, and System of a Down was on quite a few of them, and their cover of the Metro was featured on the Masterpiece film soundtrack for Dracula 2000, and later on the soundtrack for Not Another Teen Movie. One great cover on two awful film soundtracks. Berlin's version of the Metro is as tame as could be when compared to what System of a Down turned the song into. I mean that as a compliment, as Surge and Company have always been able to bring a chaotic amount of energy to any performance, even when covering a new wave pop song for a Dracula movie. Creative guitar work, slow plodding movements, followed by a bonkers chorus, all the System of a Down boxes are checked. It's a completely different expression and style when compared to the original, while sounding as if System was the band created in the first place. I mean, some people probably still don't know this is a cover. I do wish System was still active making music consistently, because there's a good chance we would have gotten more wild covers from the group over the years, regardless of the movie it was for. Let's go to grooves metal and point out something Mastodon did. Record Store Day has finally come back full swing over the past few years, and on Record Store Day, Mastodon released medium rarities with a few covers, including a wildly different take on a Commotion from singer-songwriter Feist. Mastodon and Feist are fiercely different styles of music, but that did not stop Mastodon from making a Commotion their own, one worthy of the title Commotion. Mastodon may do grooves and jam sessions, but quiet and calm are not Mastodon style, so covering this song was a worthy challenge. The guitar work is amazing as always. These lyrics really come to life when screamed at you. The drumming along with the guitar wailing makes the cover hypnotic and you forget your senses for a while, barely representing the original track and tone, but masterfully making new sound with the lyrics and writing. The original singer-songwriter said she was honored to have Mastodon cover her, by the way. She said it was a dream. An angry dream where Feist lyrics are incredibly violent and dour instead of emotional and pensive. Metal is good at doing that. When talking about metal covers, I would be doing a disservice to you all who are not familiar with Frog Leap Studios. Leo has made some serious gold in the metal cover world, and years ago, when so many bands were covering Africa by Toto, it was Leo featuring Bia and Hannah that gave my favorite version. Think Toto, but make it intense. Do you know how talented you have to be to make Toto sound metal? Well, the answer is what Leo created with the help of some friends. They took Africa and layered on the riffs and volume, added more vocals, and made singing Africa sound enormous. Both vocals and the guitar work are all great. The big riffs and solos make Africa come alive far past the chorus and opening riff that most people only know Africa the song for. If this song is going to be badly screamed at karaoke, then it might as well be screamed and growled well in a proper cover like this. Weezer may have the most well-known cover of Africa from 6 years ago, but I think Frog Leap Studios made the best cover of Toto, Blessing the Rains. Take that, Rivers Cuomo. I don't know why I'm calling him out, but Leo did it best. A hidden gem of a cover song that Tool fans hold near and dear. Off of Salival, which was filled with live tracks and B-sides, came Maynard James Keenan and company covering Led Zeppelin. Keep in mind, this was the year 2000 where people were questioning if Tool would ever come back. Fans got this to hold them over, and through the years it's become beloved. This cover of No Quarter feels every bit like a Tool song. Not the only Led Zeppelin cover Maynard and a specific band behind him has performed over the years either, but while the original represents classic rock, Tool's cover represents Tool going wild. Adam Jones wailing away, Danny Carrick crushing the drum track, and the huge break-in song that builds the atmosphere and becomes a slow, dooming jam session. All of these are hallmarks of Tool, but with Led Zeppelin's writing, 11 plus minutes is a lot of music to cover, and for Tool, that's just business as usual. Seek out the 2000 recording of this cover, as it's not on many streaming services. This cover is now 24 years old, covering an at the time 27-year-old song, and somehow Tool's No Quarter has not aged at all. I promise that makes sense if you listen. There are plenty more awesome metal cover songs, and I'll do a part 2 if this video does well, so leave a comment with your suggestion. Tell me why you like it also. It's nice to see reasons and explanation. So much passion about music gets lost because no one knows or even tries to describe why they like a song or band. They just say it's awesome or it sucks, and then have nothing else after that. Sucks to say, but that's especially prevalent in heavy music.